Well, then there's a few stories going around at the moment regarding Joelinton himself. How far down the line is this new contract? We've got reports that Minte could be set for another loan period next season. Porto's winger Galeno could be very much of interest to Newcastle United. We've got updates on Kieran Trippier's injury, and are Newcastle United set to try and bring Ivan Toney back to St James's Park? Let's dive in. Hi everybody and welcome to the Toon Review latest news show. My name is Paul. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you do enjoy it, please don't forget to give it the thumbs up before you leave. And of course, if you're new and you like what you see, do hit that subscribe button. It is completely free to do so. Right, let's chat first of all about Joelinton's contract. Now, there has been various reports over the last couple of days that Big Joe is set to sign a new deal with Newcastle United. Now, this would be absolutely fantastic news. It would put certainly the fans' minds at rest regarding what's going on with Big Joe at the minute. Of course, we haven't seen him for a while. He's been out injured. He's had awful injury problems this season. But we know what a valuable member to the squad Joelinton is. And not just to the squad, but obviously that first 11. We miss his power, his physicality, his drive in midfield. And that has been evident since he's been injured. And personally, from a fan point of view, I can't wait to see him back fit again and challenging for a starting place in that starting 11, which I think, saying challenging, he should be first name on the team sheet, really, or one of them anyway. But look, we know that Amanda, etc., had taken over the negotiations now since the demise of Dan Ashworth and obviously going into garden leave. Joelinton's contract was up in the air. Now, obviously, there was various rumours as well that Joelinton wasn't happy with what Dan Ashworth was offering. That's why the initial talks came to a bit of a stalemate. However, since Amanda, etc., have taken on the task of completing this contract, talks have advanced much, much better. And a new deal looks set to be announced, hopefully, by Newcastle United very, very soon. Now, the contract, I don't exactly know the ins and outs of it. There is rumours to be a 4-year deal on the table worth anywhere between 100 to 130k a week. Now, that will keep Joelinton at St James's Park. And look, he deserves it. He 100% deserves this. He deserves all the success he gets with Newcastle United. Not just for the way he's playing now, but for his determination to come back from the dead, really, after a disastrous first 2 years. We all looked at this guy and thought, who the hell is this Joelinton? You know, what's he actually good for? You know, he was stuck in the number 9 position when he first came. He's not the number 9 at all. He was badly mismanaged, and that was clear to see now. Everybody can see it. Everybody knows that Joelinton was not an out-and-out striker, but Steve Bruce continued, of course, to play him there. Since that game against Norwich, of course, when Kieran Clark was sent off, Eddie moved Joelinton back into midfield, and the rest is simply history. He has developed into one of the best midfielders in the country, and it's no wonder that a lot of clubs are chasing him. You know, there's interest from Europe, from the top clubs in Europe, there's interest from the Premier League, and there's also interest, obviously, from Saudi Arabia as well, to spend the big bucks on Joelinton. But we don't want that to happen. We want Joelinton to be part of Newcastle United's rise moving forward. He is an elite player, he's an elite part of the squad, and he's an elite part of the starting 11 as well. And I'd be devastated if we lost Big Joe. I really would. Bruno's even come out and said, of course, it's you know, on that game and stream he was on with Paqueta, how much he wants Joelinton to sign the new deal. So everybody wants him to stay because he's that kind of magnificent player that we need, and we need going forward. And to secure Joelinton's services for the next 4 years, if that is indeed what the contract is going to be, will be simply brilliant. And it will put all Newcastle fans' minds at rest that he, for one, is going nowhere. But let me know in the comments, are you happy about these reports about Joelinton? Are you really excited for him to spend another 4 years with Newcastle? Because I certainly am. I love the guy. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think. One player that is causing a lot of hype at the minute, and this media hype is building and building daily, is Galeno at Porto. Now, rumours have it that Newcastle United watched him destroy Benfica. I think it was 5-0 or something to Porto in a recent game. Now, Galeno is a very, very talented player. He's a winger. He's got a lot to offer, but he is very much wanted across Europe, and especially in the Premier League. Manchester United, Liverpool, Aston Villa, they're all expected to be going in for this player. Now, Porto did say that they rejected a bid for this guy in the winter transfer window of 30 million euros. They won't confirm who that club was. I don't think it was us, to be honest. The way our situation was in the transfer window, I don't think we'd be offering anywhere near 30 million euros for a player. So it may well have come from another Premier League team, but it was rejected. And since then, he's gone on to sign a new contract with Porto, which does now contain a 60 million euro release clause. So it's going to be very difficult to get him out of Porto, for one, and it's going to be very difficult to go up against the other clubs, which is why I think when I keep saying about Newcastle United and playing in Europe, I think it's very important that we get there, because we need to be in that environment in order to bring in the better players, you know. So for me, I'd be delighted if we got him. I mean, he's an absolute quality player. But another thing as well is he has the same agent as Bruno. So, you know, obviously his agent, Bruno's agent, has sorted out this new deal at Newcastle United, of course, which contains a release clause. He's worked on this new one with Porto, which contains a release clause. Now, the fact that he's Bruno's agent as well, would that help Newcastle United? I don't know. I really don't know. But all I do know is that he's 26-year-old, so he's in his peak now. He's coming into his peak. And this would be a wonderful time to get him. Again, we talk about bringing young players in, but we also need slightly older players as well. Get that blend of youth and experience within the squad. And Galeno can certainly bring that with him being only 26-year-old. He's a winger. He's explosive. He's brilliant on the ball. This guy is an absolute talent, which is why a lot of clubs across Europe and the Premier League are looking at him. But check him out on YouTube, guys. He is a very, very, very talented player. And let me know what you think in the comments. A little bit of an update on Kieran Trippier's injury. Of course, he went off injured against Wolves at the weekend, 5 minutes into the second half with a calf problem, and he didn't look very comfortable on it at all. It is reported that it's not too serious. I'm not so sure he's going to make the Chelsea game at all, because, you know, calf strains and calf pulls, very, very difficult to recover from in such a short space of time. However, they are still apparently waiting for scan results on this. Trippier himself confirmed that he felt good. I think it was an award ceremony on Sunday. He was interviewed and said he felt okay. But obviously, it doesn't matter how he feels. It depends what comes back on the scan. You just never know the results of a scan, and that's what he's been talking about. Now, whether he's worried about the scan or not, I don't know. But all reports from Newcastle United are suggesting that it's not as serious as it could have been, and that he well, look, this is me talking, but he'll probably, if it's not serious, then probably 1 to 2 games he'll miss, which obviously gives Tino Livramento a real opportunity. A lot of fans are saying that Livramento should be there anyway. Kieran's lost a bit over the last few months, and he's making a few more mistakes. Personally, I think he's vital to Newcastle United, Kieran Trippier, but you have to find a way to get Livramento into the side as well. You simply have to, because he's just an out-and-out talent, and he's ready now. He doesn't need nurtured now, like, people talk about Lewis Hall saying, oh, he's not ready. He needs a bit more time. Livramento doesn't need time. Yes, he can still be coached, and he can still get better, but he's ready to be in the first team. So whatever you think at the minute of Kieran Trippier, we know we've got a good backup in Tino Livramento, so it's not really an urgent problem to rush Kieran Trippier back. He has the luxury of just getting him back slowly, because a 33-year-old, we know the older you get, the muscles don't tend to repair themselves as quick as you used to in your prime, and that may be a problem for Kieran Trippier moving forward. But at the minute, it doesn't look to be as serious as first thought. Ivan Toney, the man, the myth, the legend, whatever you want to call him, of course spent a small part of his career at Newcastle United, but then was moved on, of course, and he's gone to much, much higher things since leaving the football club. Many people saying that he didn't really get an opportunity in Newcastle, that Rafa got him out the door a little bit too soon rather than nurturing him, and he's gone to Brentford eventually and done really, really well. Now, the media reports I'm reading is that Newcastle United may raid Brentford in the summer to try and get Ivan Toney. But they're talking around a price tag of 30 million quid. Now, I don't know about you, but English strikers don't tend to go for 30 million quid, especially those with international experience. I know he's been out for quite a lot of the season, obviously with the betting ban. We know all about betting bans in our club as well. However, he's back now. He's scoring goals again. And I think he's going to cost a lot more than £30 million. I don't know about you guys, but £30 million seems like a little drop in the ocean compared to what his actual value is. I'd be astounded if Brentford accepted anywhere near 30 million quid. They can probably get double that, let's be honest. Whether we think he's worth that or not, that's what English strikers tend to go for. And the fact that he's an international as well, it just bumps the price up, guys. And is he the right answer for Newcastle? Would you have him back? Right now, as a Newcastle fan, I'll have him tomorrow. No doubt about that, because the situation we're in, we need somebody like an Ivan Toney who is just deadly in front of goal, who is just sheer clinical right in that 18-yard box. Isak is, for me, a left-sided forward. I don't think he's an out-and-out striker like Ivan Toney is. So, yes, I would have Ivan Toney back, but I very, very much doubt that Brentford would accept 30 million quid for him. But, hey, football's a strange game. Brentford may need the money. We don't know. Let's see what happens in the summer. But my question to you guys is, would you want Ivan Toney back? Do you think he can do a job for us? And given our situation with strikers at the moment, we desperately need cover in that position, but we desperately need an out-and-out striker. And for me, Ivan Toney would be a good option. But let me know in the comments, is there anybody else out there that you would want instead of Ivan Toney? Are we going to spend too much money on him where we could get maybe a cheaper striker in Europe? Let me know in the comments. But there you go, guys. That is the Daily News done and dusted. Thank you very much for watching. Tonight, we have a transfer show live at 7 o'clock. We'll just be looking at some of the potential candidates that Newcastle United may be looking at bringing in to strengthen the squad in the summer. Again, we're not saying they're going to sign. We're just going, having a look what's been reported in the media. We'll have a look at these players and see if they could bring anything to Newcastle United. So that's 7 o'clock tonight. But as usual, guys, please do give it the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. And of course, if you're new and you like what you see, come and be part of this incredible community by hitting that subscribe button, which is free to do so. But don't forget to hit the bell as well, which will let you know when we schedule our live shows or we upload any videos such as this one. But in the meantime, guys, have a cracking day and we'll see you tonight for the live show. In the meantime, take care.